Okay, so in this tutorial, we're going to be creating a credit card checkout web page. What's awesome about this is that we're going to be creating it all with AI, so no coding, no downloads. Another awesome thing is if I type in something, it will pop up on this credit card up here, which looks super cool. And if I go down and submit my card, we get a thank you message. So let's click continue and check out our starter project. Link in the description. You can open it, go to Rosebud, a stylish, clean slate here. We can make our own version by clicking the remix button. And you can get into it. So the first thing we'll be doing is creating a credit card preview. So this is made up of an image with text on top of it. That's not actually part of the image. That's because we can then program that text and make it change. So we need to get the image on the screen. You can find the image by clicking the Assets tab. And there it is. So we can tell Rosie, add a credit card display section. And go to the preview. It would be at the top here, separating it from the rest of the form. So at the top of the white container. And where will this image go? Well, I'll say place the image in the middle of that section. To let Rosie know what image we're talking about, type the @ symbol, and here's this list. We'll click that pretty credit card and send it. Alright, so it looks really good, and that means it's time to put some text inside that section where our image is. Alright, so now that we're putting the text in the card, let's go back to the example. And you'll notice that we have the name here, number, and expiration date. Now, to get it placed properly, so it looks good, we can create a container, think of like an imaginary rectangle, around all this text, so it's all lined up properly. So we can tell Rosie, create text over the card image for the name, number, and expiration date, which all are in a container. So what text will we see? Well, we don't have a way to write the name or the number with the format. So we'll tell Rosie, use placeholder text. And later we'll add real-time updates to that text. Alright, so we have some placeholder text on the card. It's very funny how it's always Jane Appleseed. So next, let's make a way to change the text. Okay, so to fill out our credit card info and make it pop up on this image up here, we'll need a form. So how do we make the form? Well, you can see each part of the card, the name, number, so on, has a label and a text box. At the bottom, there is a button, and clicking it doesn't do anything. Doesn't really need to, since at this point, we just want a way to fill out our details. So we can go back and tell Rosie, create a form below the card section. It will have labels and text boxes for your name, number, and expiration date. So that's everything on this image, but on the back, there's also CVC, or a 3-digit number. So we got to ask Rosie and a CVC. So that would be everything, except we need a way to submit it. So we can say add a back confirm button to the bottom. We'll use for later. Okay, so now we have a form, and that means we have everything in place to send this text up onto our cool credit card image in real time. So let's do that next. All right, so we have all the pieces we need to make the card update with the text in our form, which would look a bit like this, where we could add our new name, Sean Appleseed Jr. with a new card, and you see it. So we could tell Rosie, change the text in the card section to show updates that are made to the form below. Send it. Okay. So type my name, Sean Appleseed. And look at that, man. So cool. So now we can update our form. I punch in my number, and we see it all updates. But what happens when we hit the button? Click. Nothing. And I'm missing the number. I have no expiration date. What should happen? Red text pops up and says, you're missing a number. It's not valid. This is blank. You shouldn't be blank. All that. So what we can do is check our card when the form gets submitted, and if it's not valid, then we can pop up those little red messages where, right below whatever is wrong. So we would see text message below the card number saying that's not a valid number. Let's have Rosie check the form for a valid card when the button is clicked. So if the form is okay, we can handle that by saying clear the form if the card is valid. But if the card is not valid, like a text box is blank or something, then show a red text below that text box to say what went wrong. Alright, so the first thing I notice is Rosie wrote changes to validate our credit card for everything that you'd expect. Alright, cut. Okay, so one thing you'll see, Rosie wrote changes here that check every single part very thoroughly. Like, the month has to be a valid month. So let's try this. I put in, oh wait, wrong one. I put in that and then confirm. See, that month is invalid. And all these other things also pop up and say what could be better. So our credit card form is working perfectly. So to wrap up our project, we'll need a nice way to let the user know they've submitted a valid card. Right now, if I go to the bottom, click confirm, resets the page, and a user might think, oh no, I did something wrong, right? So instead, we'll create a completion screen, and it'll look a bit like that. To break that down, you can think about it like a container that pops up over the main page And in it, we have an icon, a message, and a button. Clicking not button should reset the page, and then first hide it. So let's go back here and write a message. Make a completion screen that will pop up when the valid card is submitted. So the first part was a icon. If you go to your assets tab, click here. The icon is already in your project. So to use it, you can say it will have an icon, type the @ symbol, and there it is. Click it. And a thank you message and a continue button. What happens when we click it? Clicking the button should reset the card info and hide the pop-up. One more thing is we want this pop-up to really stand out. And what we could do is create a background or something that kind of like fades out the rest of the page. To do that, you could say, create a see-through dark background, which will be shown behind the pop-up. And then send it. Okay, so let's give this a try. Sean Sanford. All the numbers. So that's not valid. Oh no. Alright, I'm just so excited. Alright, let's check it out. Confirm. That looks so good. Continue. And we're back to the beginning. Thank you for following along, and I will see you later.